Hello, Idaho. Welcome to this week's update from the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation with this Capital Minute, where we bring you the latest from the state legislature and its impact on agriculture. And in the next 3 minutes, we'll dive into key legislative issues affecting Idaho's agricultural community. Welcome to Capital Minute. I'm Dexton Lake, and the Idaho legislature has concluded week 2 of the 2025 session. Buzz is starting to pick up in Boise. This week, water and irrigation managers gathered in Boise for the Idaho Water Users Association's 88th annual convention. Farm Bureau was proud to sponsor the event and see so many of our members in attendance. Attendees explored a range of critical topics, including top water priorities for the legislative session, the latest snowpack report, and updates on state, regional, and national water issues. Key speakers included Matt Weaver, Director of the Idaho Department of Water Resources, and Joanne Cole-Hansen, Vice Chair of the Idaho Water Resource Board. They outlined statewide priorities and highlighted progress on funded water projects. IWRB Chairman Jeff Raybould also shared details about a new settlement agreement between surface and groundwater users on the eastern Snake Plain. For Farm Bureau, legislative water priorities this session include working with the Idaho Water Users Association to reform the state's domestic exemption law and supporting Governor Little's proposal for $30 million in ongoing funding for water infrastructure to help advance water projects throughout the state. Farm Bureau will be working with legislators this session to see these priorities enacted. A new bill was introduced in the House Agricultural Affairs Committee aimed at improving transparency in food labeling. Sponsored by Representative Heather Scott, the bill would require alternative animal proteins to be prominently labeled so consumers know exactly what they're eating. The push for this legislation follows the FDA's 2023 approval of lab-grown meat. While not yet widely available, the bill ensures that any cell-cultured or lab-grown products are clearly labeled on the front of the package. Additionally, the bill addresses protein sourced from insects, such as cricket flour, requiring clear labeling of items made from insect eggs, larvae, or body parts. After some committee questions about the bill's specifics, its introduction was unanimously approved. The Farm Bureau aligns with these goals as outlined in AFBF Policy Number 345, which opposes the use of traditional meat terms on lab-grown or plant-based alternative labels. While the current bill does not prohibit such terms, Representative Scott has reached out to Farm Bureau for input. We'll work with her to include this prohibition in the legislation as it progresses. Have you ever heard a term about the legislative process you might not have heard, like RS, germane, or put in the drawer? Be sure to read the full Capital Reflections newsletter to learn more. That's a wrap for this week's legislative update. You can learn more about the issues IFBF is engaged in by subscribing to the Capital Reflections newsletter at idahofb.org. Remember, staying informed and engaged is key to advocating for Idaho agriculture. You've tuned in to Capital Minute with the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Idaho agriculture.